fellas. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This week on Humpcast, Andrew Bansal from Metal Assult is here. We get ready for the rage fest that will be Solar Haze's album release party this Saturday. Avengers Endgame gets spoiled. We got our first official episode 9 trailer, Bomb Scares and Rosemead, and will you be at Sesame Street Fest? Yeah. Welcome to Humpcast, everybody, the show where a couple of buds get buzzed, and when you touch a robot's boobs, even if it's an adult, it's still considered metal assault. My name is Garrett Lee.
I'm Ryan D.
Right? You like that, right?
Yeah, that was a good one.
And today, we have a very special guest. We have Mr. Andrew Bansal from Metal Assult himself.
Yay!
Yeah.
Woo!
Good to be a guest for a change. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, of course. Well, we start off every show. Let's get into that first.
Oh, nice.
We start off every show with an alcoholic beverage of some sort.
Of some sort, at least. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
So-
Today's no different. Ryan D., what are you sipping on?
Well, you
Show
know,
me what you sipping on.
Pacific Plate is my home brewery, my home base.
Yeah, it is. It's
I
pretty
mean,
much been your dreams.
Pretty
since
much
you could drink beer.
pretty much my beer sponsor. So Pacific Plate Brewing Company, White Rhino IPA. That's what I'm having here.
Great white right now.
Great right now. And it's actually some of the proceeds go to the global. What's this called? What is this? What is that? What the fuck is that word?
Rhino.
Global Conservation Force.
Oh.
So that's why it's called White Rhino, because this IPA's proceeds, some of the proceeds go to the conservation.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you're sipping on a St. Archer Hazy IPA.
Yeah, hazy IPA makes perfect sense because this is the week of Solar Haze. man.
Hey!
Hell yes.
How about
How
Solar
about that
Haze,
for a plug?
Solar Haze and Pacific Plate get in collaboration to create a Solar Hazy IPA. Damn. Pay me.
I don't think they've done their own. I don't think they've done their own hazy.
Really?
Yeah, they've had like
This might be the perfect thing to collaborate.
they've had like guest taps with like their hazies, but yeah, I don't. It's kind of like the brewer there is pretty particular with like what he wants, and what he does.
Yeah,
so
of
like,
course, but
kind
I
of
mean-
doesn't like to do what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, but I would say this: it's still a good idea to do what's good. Like trends, I understand. Like I fucking hate the trend right now. That's sour beer. I hate it. I honestly, I'm
Yeah.
glad people like sour beer. Go for it. But I hate like every time my friend gets a beer, they're like try it, and they don't tell me what it is. I'm like, I'm gonna try any beer you give me. You
Yeah.
put it in my hand, I'll drink it. And it fucking, I almost feel like spitting it out if it's a true like sour beer. 'Cause
It's
I'm-
really yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Why are you drinking an entire pint of that?
Yeah. So what are you sipping on?
I just made myself. I'm trying to actually cut back basically the first 2 weeks of April, counting from your birthday. Essentially, I've been going hard.
Yeah.
I'm talking about harder than I usually
Yeah,
ever gone before.
I definitely cut back a lot since my birthday too.
Within like a 2 to 3 week period since your birthday, I've had my own birthday. I've had coworkers going away parties. I've had countless other parties, housewarming parties, all sorts of shit
Yeah.
going down that I'm not complaining about it, but I'm just saying like my liver and just my entire body needs a fucking rest.
Yeah. Totally.
And so like I'm just sipping on a light gin and tonic. I'm not gonna pour myself a second one. It's just a gin, like instead of a beer or a whiskey drink. I'm like
We'll
gin
see.
and tonic, a
We'll
little bit of light, a little bit of lime in there for you. Like I can't.
Part of my detox regimen right now is I've been going skating.
I saw that.
So I went skating
You
for like
invited me, but
I went skating for like 3 hours on Saturday. It was
yeah.
fucking
I saw your Instagram videos of fat guys.
Dude, yeah.
I would have been there, except I'm busy that Saturday, and then I'm also busy this Saturday.
yeah. So my back fucking hurts. Everything hurts, but I didn't hurt myself too bad.
Look good. Did you fall? Like
a couple times. But my back hurts just from like
Has your cock 6?
my back hurts just because my back always. I just went limp.
And no, I was like, "How's your cock?" And it's just,
It was not staged. It
No.
just happened. You know?
Just fuck this fucking thing. My back always hurts though, so
damn it, Ricky.
I fucking hate this thing. I'm gonna glue it one day.
We should just do that, actually, in all honesty.
Anyway, so Metal Assault. What's up, man? What?
Segue on point.
Yeah.
Lots, man.
Assaulting.
How's your coccyx? It's all right. I felt my ass. So Metal Assault.
So Metal Assault, it's a brand. It's a podcast. It's a record label. Can you explain? I mean,
It's also a furniture store.
You got
only metal furniture.
Yeah, only barbecues.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I'm glad you began with that one. Well, basically, Metal Assault, I started it out in February of 2010, so it just over 9 years ago. It started out as just a blog where I was basically documenting all the metal shows
I remember.
that I went to.
Yeah.
And it just grew from there because I was really prolific with it. And then eventually I branched it out into concert promotion. So there's a Metal Assault Presents thing that I do, which is basically what I do now full time, at least currently. And I started a record label about 6 months ago under the same name. So basically that was the idea from the beginning, is to have that brand where if I branch out into other things, I'll just keep the name and do everything under that name, because then I can capitalize on all the, the following that I established over the years, and it wouldn't be like a new name all of a sudden, so.
Come on.
Yeah. And then, like you said, I've had the podcast going on and off for a few years now. You were on it last week. So currently...
What?
Yeah. I Skyped in.
What?
From the 405.
From the 405, yeah.
Ryan's favorite place to be in is traffic.
Well, at least, I mean, it's better than falling asleep in traffic. So, shit, there it goes. Here, you want to adjust that for him? You gotta. No, it's because it's top heavy. He's got to. Yeah, you got to do that. There you go.
There you go.
I got this.
Well, you got to push it back a little bit because that's why it's falling over. Or actually, no, you got it. You're good. Never mind. Fuck it.
I don't even know what Ryan's doing right now.
I'm just being obnoxious. Okay, so I remember.
And then there's also Metal Assault Management, which I do. I have 2 bands on my management roster right now.
Oh, geez. So you're doing everything.
Gee, yeah, you're busy.
So,
Yeah. So
I remember because I'm not in the music scene at all, pretty much, except for whoever comes on this show.
Yeah.
Essentially, and I remember hearing about Metal Assault.
You're really loud.
I think it's just your headphones.
It's not, because I hear him way different.
That's good. Let's do this.
Nothing is too loud for me, man.
Okay. You came in really loud, really hot for some reason. I don't.
All right, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah. I remember hearing about Metal Assault like a long time ago when this guy was in like one of his first bands too, and because I don't know if you know this, he's a drummer.
Yeah.
No, we talked about this already.
I figured.
So
I got that intel like last week.
Yeah. So you've been making moves and doing a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, it's just basically my life at this point, man. This is all I do, and I stuck with it from day one. I wanted to do it full time even back then, and that's why it's developed into all this other stuff now.
I mean,
how did you want to get started? Sorry,
what's that?
How did you want to get it, like all this started? Like, what made you want to start everything that you're now progressed into so many different things with the label and the management and like blog, obviously.
Yeah, well, I think it just basically started because I had a habit and a liking of documenting all the shows that I went to. I loved writing, so I would. Before the Metal Assault blog, I wrote for another website for about 6 months, and before that, I was just kind of posting. It was called Full Metal Rock, based out of Las Vegas. Not sure if they're still doing stuff or not, but they were cool to me, and that was kind of my stepping into the industry, so to speak. And before that, I was just using a lot of the. There was a lot of these chat forums back then, that I was just posting reviews on, and MySpace had a blog, so I had a MySpace review blog going. So there was a different. Now it's just my own platform. That's the only difference. So that was the basic aim or basic idea behind it.
It's kind of
wanted like to speak, like you wanted to have that voice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of interesting. Like I discussed with you on your podcast a little bit. I was saying, I respect what you've done for the the small guy in the metal community, because I mean you've kind of in a way put your own footprint in the like the sunset scene that didn't exist anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's that's why I say I congratulate you for everything you've done.
Thanks,
it's
man.
fucking awesome. Like it's you've definitely paved your own kind of you're like, fuck it. Well, I just, you know,
Yeah.
I want to keep. This is what I like doing, and you've kind of kept it alive. You know, it's because you know how it is out there. It's like no one really gives a shit about the like the little guys anymore. So it's like it's really it's harder now for any musician than I think ever. You know.
Yeah, but I think I was talking to him earlier before we started recording here that the underground platforms that like Humpcast and like my podcast or anything like that, and websites and webzines, fanzines, or whatever it may be. Those are the ones that are really doing it right and
passionately,
promoting the right music. Like the big ones, I mean, with all due respect, and I know a lot of those people, they're nice, but I don't really listen to their shows because they play the same shit. You know, I mean, it doesn't really excite me or give me anything new to listen to.
Sure.
Yeah. Same with whatever the music they're promoting. They just try to latch on to what's popular.
Yeah.
We're doing the opposite. And they have the power to do the opposite, where they can make something popular, but they don't do it. So that's the sad part.
It's like celebrities promoting other celebrities.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy to me. Like, but you're right. You're right though. Like the whole underground like scene. It's like it's you have kind of made it your job to kind of let everyone know that shit exists. You know, it's kind of
the job is pretty painful at times. Like actually every single day. But it's what I like doing, so yeah, I definitely made it that.
Yeah. So do you actually play in a band yourself, or?
I don't play in a band, and this might be actually a little bit of an exclusive right here.
Okay.
But so many years ago, about like 2007, actually first time I moved to the U.S. was like, all right, now I can order cheap shit from Amazon and get it delivered 2 days. So I ordered like this Fender knockoff Fender Strat. It came with like an amp and everything, basically everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to play it, and I would try to jam on some like Iron Maiden solos, like not the difficult ones, but the easier ones. But then it was just like it's still in college. I was going to USC, so just didn't really have the time to learn it properly. And then I figured out that guitar is not really something that you can half-ass. You either learn it properly or you don't. And I was too late by that point. I was already 22 at that point. I'm like, nah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So I sold my guitar, but I like I like to listen to music, and I think I did the right thing, and it's good that what I did was right, because we need more supporters of music and less players of music.
Yeah, that's a big man move to like just be like, you know what, I can't play, fuck it, you know, like because like everyone wants to be the rock star. Absolutely. You know, like it takes a special somebody to like stand off to the sidelines and be like my gig is like doing this shit, you know, like doing everything else.
I mean, if I put all my time into it, right now I'd be playing, but I think what I've established with Metal Assault is probably more beneficial to everybody else.
Sure. I mean, it's funny, man, because
because musicians tend to get selfish.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, artists in general, but like he brought up a great point that I want to like revisit real quick. He's like, it takes a big man to be like, you know, I have a different passion, I have a different skills. You know, and like when I remember being in high school, and like you would see, at least in our high school, I would imagine others too, is like you would just see people like shredding because they brought their fucking electric guitars to school. They're like, I'm like, it's unplugged. I'm like, what are you doing? You're walking to your next class, and there's like,
well, you know, playing guitar gets you chicks, not being a band promoter.
No chicks over here, man.
Exactly,
none at all.
And then so like I remember I picked up a guitar. I've always been interested in music, so I mean I've learned to play like the violin and the keyboard, but then I picked up the guitar pretty much exclusively because I was like,
because you wanted chicks.
Oh yeah, I want chicks, bro.
Yeah,
I should get a guitar.
Yeah, and actually on that point, so in school back in India, I learned the keyboard pretty properly. I had like a Casio thing, and I even went to like summer camp, and they taught me I don't know if you call it anything else here, but the harmonica. Like basically it's like the keyboard, but you have like a little thing to do that.
It's completely it's called an organ.
Okay, yeah. So I learned that too, and I even played in their like the camp ending function or whatever, like the farewell function or something.
Yeah.
You played Graduation by Vitamin C or something?
I don't know what I played. It was something that the teacher had composed and taught us, I think.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I mean, it was something original. Yeah, I mean, so I was trained musically in a way, but then,
But I
didn't want to pursue it in a band.
That wasn't your passion.
Yeah. But you were a metalhead the whole time, growing up in India, right? Like,
not In my childhood, no, I kind of latched onto it when I was in
high
in my
school.
undergrad.
Oh, really? So not even.
Basically, first year of undergrad.
Oh,
so
okay.
like, what do you call it? Junior year? Yeah, because we use different terms
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just
So
say
it'd be
first year.
When we
Junior
have
year,
4
yeah.
years, the third would be the junior year. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the first year.
The first year is freshman.
Oh, okay, freshman year. That's
yeah.
right.
So of
Yeah,
high
yeah.
school? Is that what you're talking?
No, freshman year of college. Of
Oh
undergrad.
no, still it goes. So in high school, it's the same thing.
So
Once
basically,
you
I was like
graduate-
around 17 or 18.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once you're a senior and you graduate, you become a freshman again
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
in college.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
but
what
most
I'm
people
saying.
don't say undergrad, do they? Really? I mean, like that's kind of like an East Coast thing.
Yeah, pretty
Oh, yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
I was,
I mean,
I went to college. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't graduated yet. Oh, you're an undergrad.
You're an undergrad.
yeah.
I dropped out of college, so what does that
Oh, I
make
see.
me? Definitely, that's a
not grad.
super undergrad.
Smart, I would say, in the U.S.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying, like I've had this conversation with many people. Unless you're trying to be a doctor or lawyer, it said you need a fucking piece of paper that says I can do this job. That like you
Yeah.
don't need to go to college.
Yeah, I know.
You
Yeah.
like if you like I need to do a.
It's a good thing he wasted his time at USC.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
it's never.
well-
I don't think it's a. I don't call it a waste.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
I'm just saying, I'm like, you don't need to. Like, I went
Yeah.
for business entrepreneurship. It's like, why do? And I'm like getting A's on all these fucking things. I'm like, I already know this. And then at this point, we have Google,
Yeah.
YouTube. Everything you need to know is on there if you look it up yourself.
Right.
And I don't need a piece of paper to say I can start my own business.
Yeah.
Or I
Well,
can do whatever.
Living after having lived in LA for a little over 12 years now, I mean, I would agree with that. But just growing up in the Indian, like the Indian culture,
Sure.
going to college is like an absolute must. You would not find an Indian kid who didn't go to college. You
Same.
would
I'm
not
half
find one.
Chinese. My dad was
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I don't care what you do, I'll pay for it as long as you go
Yeah,
to college.
exactly.
Which ended up having a time limit on it.
Yeah, but interesting that you.
I was like, then I was
Well, he
like,
didn't,
oh.
he didn't expect you to spend fucking 10 years in a community college.
I was finding my passion, bro.
Yeah. No, but you asked me about like the getting into metal stuff, and when people ask me that, it's interesting because I think back to my childhood. I
Sure.
was not listening to metal, but there was always music playing in our house. It was a lot of it was just like Bollywood stuff, but
Mhm.
a lot of that music had good melody, so I really gravitated towards that. And then eventually, like once I discovered Iron Maiden, it was history. Like,
That's
the rest
over.
was history.
Yeah, yeah.
But I still like the same things, that I liked back then. Like I like melody in even heavy music. I don't really like the heavy stuff that doesn't have melody. It's not my favorite.
Like
Yeah.
the real grindcore stuff. And
Yeah, I mean, I listen to it for novelty here and there,
Sure.
but not something I listen to every day.
I get
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Same. Like I'm actually the same way. Where someone's like, "I can't believe you like this song." I'm like, "It's catchy. I like the melody of it."
Yeah.
I was actually. You reminded me of a band that I brought up. I don't know if I actually showed you or whatever. But have you heard of like Bloodywood?
Yeah, you showed it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bloodywood.
It's
Yeah,
an Indian metal band, but
Yeah.
they made it so, like they hit.
they play covers, right?
Yeah, they played covers. They had a few of their own songs, but like I saw them on Facebook happen, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking good."
Yeah.
But they speak. Is it Hindi or
Hindi is a national language.
Language.
But in India, there's actually more than 50 official languages.
Okay, then I'm probably it might be something else, but they speak
Yeah.
in a different language, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I fucking like this. I don't care. Like, there's subtitles. Basically.
It's pretty cool though.
But
Yeah.
the entire song, I'm like, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what they're saying unless
Yeah,
I'm reading.
I think their deal is that they cover Bollywood songs
Oh, is it?
into heavy metal songs.
Oh.
It's pretty cool. I mean, that's definitely never been done before. And
That is
actually,
cool.
I hit them up too. I was trying to get them here for a tour.
Oh, yeah, really.
That's actually something I think we looked into at some point.
Yeah, because but for Indian bands to come to the U.S. it's really difficult, man. So it wasn't really working out. But maybe someday they'll come around.
It seems like they got a pretty big like people would come out to see them because
Yeah.
they got a pretty big
That's
like
what I
online
think.
presence,
dude,
you know.
I'd fucking show up for that just because I know that it's not something you see every day, obviously.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then, but
Or maybe I'll revisit that thought.
Okay, so you come to the States, you go to USC, you
Yeah.
start this metal blog, which is funny, which I was going to tell you is like, I remember like when when you started it and you were kind of getting some traction, people were talking about you, like when I was in the scene, it was like,
Oh, yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, that's that, if you,
Because I hit it really hard, like right from the beginning.
yeah, and people really,
that's what I was saying. I was like, I'm
And
not
people-
even in this scene. I fucking
Yeah.
people really took your word for a lot of things
Yeah.
too. So like, they're like, oh, if he writes a good review about you, like people will come
Yeah.
out and see you and shit,
And you know why that is because, I mean, I don't review as much these days because I'm more busy with like the other branches
Sure.
of Metal Assault. But when I was reviewing and when that was the only thing I was doing, I was known as a pretty brutal reviewer, man.
Yeah.
I've written
Yeah.
some really very negative reviews and actually one of them has gotten me banned permanently from the Whiskey Go-Go. And
That's
the
what I was
Rainbow.
gonna get to that.
Really?
Let's get to that. Well, let's talk
Only
about that then.
More so because
Because I remember reaching out to you when all this shit was going on, and I wanted you to come on and talk about it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, Ryan D is the worst fucking drummer I've ever seen. He's like,
Are you allowed to talk about which band, or do you care, or
It wasn't a band review.
it was a review
yeah,
of the
well,
show? Okay,
Well, I would imagine
Well,
because he said he got banned from the whiskey, so like,
and the Rainbow because it's the same owner, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
What happened was, see, I'm a big Motorhead fan, and maybe it's part of where my background, which is.
Are you talking about the statue unveiling? Because
Yeah,
I was there
that.
too. It was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that. So basically, I'm a very passionate guy, so it goes both ways, positive and negative. You know?
Yeah.
So I was very negatively passionate about the Lemmy statue.
Sure.
Because, to me, it just didn't represent him the right way, like the way it looked. They kind of took his model from like when he was super old and about to die instead of
Yeah.
if you're trying to immortalize someone, I feel it should be somebody when they're looking at their peak, like that kind of thing. So that was the main thing. And then secondly, there was other reasons why I was against it. The fact that the Rainbow is keeping it inside their premises, where basically you have to pay a cover to get in.
Yeah.
But they didn't pay for the statue. The fans did a fundraiser.
Yeah.
And the fans paid for it. I'm like, to me, that made really no sense. Like, why? Because if that was the case, it should be kept in a public place where the fans could just like go enjoy the thing for free, not have to pay
Sure.
a cover somewhere.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
It's still. I mean, even though it like is paid for by the fans,
Yeah.
I don't trust anybody. I would prefer it being inside somewhere because then it keeps it from being
that's
defaced.
true.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
But then that establishment should have paid at least a portion of that.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Or kept it. I know this would be a little bit harder, but kept it outside, like in a glass case or something.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
walk by and see it, but
Yeah.
then it's protected from stuff.
Well, it is kind of cool, like if it's because I went. I actually, dude. Let me tell you about my experience when I went to this
Right.
to the unveiling thing. Was
Yeah,
like
because I did not
got
go to that.
I got fucking pissed, dude. I was like,
yeah?
there was so many fucking people.
Yeah.
And oh, dude. Okay, so fucking I get there. Right, I'm drinking in one of the parking lots. Fucking meet some people in the parking lot as you do. Smoke a joint with them. Fucking drink and like we're like, what? Okay, cool. And then we. Me and my girl, we were there together, and we went. I think we went and grabbed something to eat or something like that,
Yeah.
and not even seeing what the line looked like yet. So then we get to the line, and I'm like, holy shit, dude! I'm like, I am not waiting in that to pay
Yeah.
fucking $20 to get in there. I'm like, I'll come another day. Fuck this, right?
Exactly.
And then, but then we saw the people in the parking lot we were partying with,
Yeah.
and they're right up front. They're like, come on, hey, they just let us cut,
Yeah.
and then so we go in with them, and so I go and I pay my fucking. So the way the Rainbow works is you pay $10 a person, but you get
I'm
two.
starting to think I've never been to the.
But you
Rainbow.
get two free. You get two
You're not
drink
missing
tickets.
anything, man.
It's not. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool like the first couple times you go, especially if you're like a metal fan, like a rock fan or whatever. But it's like it is. Now they just mark it on the whole scene. It's not even. But anyway, so you pay $10 a person, and then you get two drink tickets, which is not bad. But I paid $20. I walk in and I realize I only have two drink tickets.
Well, that's because for special occasions they double up the price. So that's what they do.
No. But it wasn't. It was still $10. But I paid for me and my chick to go in. But they only gave me two tickets.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because they doubled the price for that night.
Wait,
Yeah, that's why you should have
Because
gotten four
she-
tickets, right?
I should have had 4 tickets.
Yeah, that's why you got only 2. They do that. They also do like their anniversary party every year. That's April. Like actually just happened, I think last Sunday. And then they do the Labor Day party.
Really?
So for those that
Oh,
charge.
so then I
double.
look like a fucking idiot then, because I turned around and I went, dude, you're supposed to give me 2 more or whatever, and the guy's like,
Or maybe they
yeah,
didn't
whatever.
really. They didn't really.
No, they didn't say
advertise
shit.
that.
Like, because I paid for, because if that was the case, it would have been $40 for both of us to go in then, right?
Yeah.
So no, so I paid 20, and they let us both in, and only gave me 2 tickets.
No. But you were required to pay only 10, but you only got 1 drink. So that was the. See,
Oh,
I
I
know this
see.
even though I'm
Yeah.
not allowed to go there.
It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, so
what you
so
were
I got
asking me, I'm gonna try to keep this short, but so yeah, I read that article. I mean, it was just an honest piece. It was nothing personal or vindictive or anything. Again, I was not telling people to not go there. In fact, my article actually drove a lot of traffic to the Rainbow because
absolutely.
it went viral.
Bringing any attention to anything is going to bring traffic, no matter what.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you
but-
say, whatever you do, don't look at this.
Yeah.
everyone will look at this, or whatever
Exactly,
you do, don't
yeah.
go here. People want to go there just to see why they shouldn't go there.
Yeah.
And to give you some background, so before that article, so this was 2016, right?
Don't
Before that
listen to
article-
Humpcast. Sorry.
No worries. No, before that article, I'd literally covered hundreds of shows at the Whiskey where, I mean, I was promoting shows there, not as a promoter, but just for free as a journalist.
Yeah.
You know, I brought them a lot of
Business.
traction.
Yeah.
So they totally forgot about all that just for one article, and then they banned me. And the year after that, Lemmy's best friend actually hit me up because he happened to read my article, and he gave me this interview, like basically all against the rainbow. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll post that.
Nice.
So then I got banned, like kind of like twice, double
Double
banned.
ban. Double ban.
So yeah, that's the story behind that. If you that's what
Lemmy's
you were
friend
asking me.
being I forget the dude's name, but he's the one that's
Scott.
he's the one that's at the Rainbow all the time as well, right? Or
Well, he was banned too.
Oh, he
So
was?
Then he hit me up. He's
Oh,
like,
okay.
all right,
Nice.
enemy
Okay.
of an enemy is my friend.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so weird, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine being banned from. Like, so, have you ever just for funsies, like, tried to go in and see if it holds? Like,
Oh,
you're
no,
banned.
No, they know me, dude. Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, it doesn't work.
What is it?
Yeah.
Security guys know you, or everyone
knows me because, like I said before that,
It's a
whole
small
thing,
Hollywood's a small town, dude.
I had
So, like
been-
the Sunset Strip,
Yeah.
like for reals, like
well, I
they
attended
all
more,
know.
I attended more shows there than anyone. So yeah, they know
I
me.
have a friend who's a bartender at the Rainbow. I kind of want to ask her if she knows. at least
She
your
probably
name.
does.
Probably.
Unless you got hired after my band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, just want to find out.
But since then too, I've tried to reach out to them. I'm like, hey guys, this is kind of
You wanna stop being dicks?
Let's move past it, but nothing, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, they like to hold grudges, I guess.
Yeah, because that remember that got a lot of traction. That's why I reached out to you because I was like,
Yeah.
this is kind of fucking crazy. I
Absolutely.
was like, because like it was like
We should
know.
have made that happen. That would have blown up.
Yeah, it would have blown up our podcast a little bit. That's, honestly, that's probably why I was reaching out. But
Ryan, you feel like you want to get banned from a place with me?
I'll get banned, dude. I always thought this would be a good like a good documentary. I want to get 86th from a bar in
Yeah.
every state.
And the crazy thing is, people
That sounds
ask
cool.
people ask me why I'm banned, and then when I tell them like a brief version of the story, a lot of them are disappointed. They're like, "Oh, I thought you maybe like you punched somebody.
Oh, no.
I wanted it to be like cool."
It's
but
just kinda-
So many
not."
places where people get in fights and they're not banned. So it's
I've been in plenty of fights in establishments, never
Yeah.
been banned.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'm the first person ever, or in recent times, to get banned for writing something.
For writing,
Yeah.
yeah,
And the other thing with that was like none of the fellow like so-called LA media, like nobody backed me up on it at
That
all.
sucks.
Like, they
Yeah.
they all wanted to make sure that they were not getting banned. So
Sure.
that's how that worked.
to
out.
that point, though, it makes a lot more sense about the why.
you stood
because
out, though.
Yeah, because of the fact that like an actual presence of voice is
Yeah.
much more powerful and threatening
Yeah.
than some drunk asshole getting in a fight.
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Well, because I'm sure, because I've read some of your stuff too. So you're a good writer. So it's like
Thanks.
it's like well thought out ideas and
Yeah.
reasons why. It's like it's like a valid essay. You know what I
give
mean?
everything thought and reason, and I explain everything, whether it's positive or negative. It's never like, oh yeah, this thing sucks. Full stop. It's
Right,
never
right,
like that,
right.
man.
Yeah,
Because that's just not doing anything justice. Like, if
Right.
you're saying that, you have to justify it.
right.
You know?
And you had plenty of good reasons. That's why. And so they got upset because
Yeah.
you're like you
And
were
there's
right, pretty
there's other
much.
people
You know.
too in the scene that didn't like something that I wrote. It wasn't even about their band. Like I gave a negative review to the latest Judas Priest, and some people hate me for that. I'm like, well, what does that have to really do with you? You know, it's weird. Man. Yeah. How does
Wait,
that
because
affect your
for
life?
Judas Priest, like you went to a Judas Priest show.
Not a show, but their latest album.
Oh, there's the latest
Yeah,
album. Oh, okay.
I didn't give it a good review.
I got you.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Dude, well, that's the internet as a whole. Is just like, if you don't have my same opinion, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, if you ever see you, hey, can I have your autograph? Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
My one of my friends told me a story about how someone on a balcony tried to start shit with her until she realized. Well, not her, but like until the person on the balcony realized that person also lived in the same complex. She's like, I'll be right up there, and she said her face turned purple. She was like.
No.
She's like, oh, fuck. She's like, because if there's this wall, usually the internet,
Yeah.
then you have no fear.
Yeah.
But the second that wall comes down, you're like, oh, fuck.
That sounds exactly like that story I told you about Ralphie May yelling at Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
He's like, Matthew McConaughey, your movies suck. You owe me $10. He's like, I bought tickets to that Dallas Buyers Club. That shit was dog shit. You owe me $10.
I would totally do that, man.
He was yelling at him from his house because he couldn't see him.
Because he was like,
he was
even
like, he was
higher up.
higher up, and he would sit at his couch and he knew that Matthew McConaughey worked on his car in the garage across the street, so he would yell, "Matthew McConaughey, your movie sucked dick. You owe me $10."
Well, I mean, I wouldn't do exactly that, but if a celebrity or whatever were to ask me, like, what do you think? Then I would be honest. I'm like, yeah man. Wasn't
Did you hear that story about Tom Hanks? He gave back, it's like some guy actually told him like his honest opinion about his movies.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I didn't like that last one you were in or whatever. And he gave him $20. And he's like, I appreciate your honesty. He's like, maybe next time I'll do better.
Well, one, that's a Tom Hanks move.
Yeah.
Two, yeah, dude. I mean, like, there's been so many times where I'm like, that's not. I didn't really care for that Tom Hanks performance, but everyone treats him like he's shit's gold and like he has no flaws. I'm like, he's a human.
Yeah.
He has the ability to not be a good.
But he's the best
character.
human of all time.
But he's the best human. He's really good.
He really is.
That I will say. I was like, I've never.
He's
heard
like,
a bad
you hear these stories about him
Tom
like
Hanks.
buying people's tanks of gas at like the gas station and stuff, and like, and then I heard that one he gave that guy money back,
That's awesome.
and
I mean, nobody has confronted me over anything that I wrote except for this one guy who wouldn't let it go, like with the Lemmy statue. I was working merchandise.
really,
at
and
a
what
festival.
did he work for the company or anything?
No, he's just a fan of not mine, but Motorhead. or
Motorhead,
something, and the Rainbow clearly.
Sure.
I was working merch somewhere because I take those gigs sometimes. People like
They ask you to sell merch.
What's that?
What did they ask you to sell merch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was working for Metal Blade Records at the Decibel
Oh,
Fest
nice.
last December.
Oh, dope.
At
Yeah.
the Wiltern.
Yeah.
So this guy came up saying, "Hey man, I'm the guy who talked shit about you on the internet." I'm like, I don't want
the one guy.
I did not know that. Well, who are you? Like, what's your name?
Yeah.
And then he tells me his name, which I don't even remember. He's like, yeah, because you talk shit about the Lemmy statue. That's a good statue, bro. What are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it right now, dude. I'm working.
Right.
So that was that. And then I went to a show. I went to see Corrosion of Conformity, which was just recently, I think, November or something.
Was that at the?
No, it was this year.
I remember that.
January. Corrosion of Conformity, Mothership, Crowbar, and one more.
At the
band.
Roxy?
At the Terragram in downtown.
Oh, okay.
And Weed Eater, right. And so after the show, I'm super tired because I headbanged my ass off the whole time, right? And I'm walking to the bus stop, like, just really tired. And this guy comes up, same guy.
Same dude?
Yeah. He's
Oh, my God.
He's like, hey, man, are you ready to talk about the statue?
He's like, I've literally been following you this entire time.
I'm like, I'd rather not, man.
He's like, I've been waiting outside for
waiting for you to be ready to talk.
So then actually I walked past. He was still following me. I walked past the 7-Eleven, and there were like these two like really crazy looking homeless dudes there. So I went in there, and he didn't come follow me in there. I'm like,
So he's got to be fucking off his rocker or something, right? Like he's got to be fucking crazy if he wants. That's all he wants to talk to you about.
I kind of feel flattered and at the same time disgusted. What can I say?
But that's the only thing. That's the only person that's ever encountered you with. I mean, like I'm sure you've gotten a lot of negative feedback on that.
The thing is, basically my formula when I was doing a lot of those reviews was that, especially if it's something negative about a big artist, I would just don't read comments.
Yeah.
But I have comments enabled on my website as a Facebook plugin,
Sure.
because it drives more traffic.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I'm gonna exploit the comments, but I'm not gonna read them.
I would say it's always good to have comments, but it's up to you if you want to read them.
Yeah.
That actually ties into one of our stories later on, though. But I'll talk about it later.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So then, okay. So before we move on, I just want to. So let's talk about how you get started with a record label.
Oh yeah.
So you've been writing reviews. Metal Assault's kind of become like almost like in the underground scene, almost like a household name. Everyone kind of knows who you are. So you're making beefs and stuff.
yeah, exactly.
People are following you outside of shows to talk about a statue.
and then you decided you wanted to just sign some of our friends too.
Yeah, and some of our good friends that we've known over the years. And
Yeah.
So let's talk about how that all happened.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I was talking earlier, that Metal Assault has branched out into other things. Well, I could have done that from day one because I knew, that I could put on a show or I could have a label or anything, or like have a management company or anything like that. But I wanted to wait for the right time to where it would actually mean something and I would be able to do it and people would give a shit.
Yeah.
So about a year ago, well, on the management side, I have a band called Simani from San Diego, 2-piece heavy metal hard rock band, and their drummer Sebastian. So they're really cool kids, I've been with them since pretty much day one. So
And they're based out of San Diego.
San Diego, yeah.
Do they play a lot in San Diego?
Not a whole lot, actually. because the San Diego scene is really not that conducive to like playing all the time. It's not like LA.
They got a good comedy scene. But that's why I'm going down there pretty soon. I want to catch a show if they're going to be playing when I go down there.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely let you know next time they do. But yeah, so their drummer Sebastian, like we were talking, about future plans and getting into businesses together. So it was his initiative to say that let's start a record label together. Let's be partners. So he's my partner, the label. He's basically what encouraged me to start the label under the Metal Assault. We were like, what do we call it? I'm like, well, we already have the Metal Assault name established.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Just call it that. It would be way easier to get it off the ground.
It's such a smart decision too.
Yeah.
It's like whenever you have such like an IP, a fucking logo, a name, trademark, everything that you have and you built already. There's no reason to start another one unless it's like trying to bring it under that same banner and start something different, new.
Exactly.
Unless you're a car company.
Unless you're what?
Unless you're a car company.
Oh, yeah. But that's after you're like way more. You're like, let's just have this as a completely different tier.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It just
And
works.
the Metal Assault logo too. It's just so amazing. Like the logo that we use now.
Yeah.
That we got it made. I got it made 3 years ago now. The old bass player from Grand Lord High Master made it for me.
Nice.
It's like I'm sure you've seen it. It's like the guy with
the
basically
amps.
looking like me, but his eyes are popping out.
Yeah,
His head
yeah.
is exploding.
Yeah.
and the headphones are like
amps.
cabinets,
Yeah.
like Marshall amps.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. So we were like, we need to keep using this. Like, why do we want to start something else? Because then we need to have a new logo for that and shit like that. So
Yeah.
So yeah, we just use that Metal Assault.
I mean, the name is fine.
Yeah.
The name is perfect. You know,
Yeah,
it's,
exactly. So yeah, that's how the label. So the label officially started last September. So it's still really brand new. That's why we're not trying to jump in and sign 100 bands.
Yeah.
Right now we have 3.
just the best ones.
Yeah, exactly. And we have to take it step by step. And
So what goes into what goes into first of all starting a record label, and then secondly, picking how do you make the decisions on what bands you want to work with?
Well, since the other things I do, especially with the concert promotion, I get to have so many bands that play shows for me, and I get to always check out new bands.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of
Who's
picking
working
the right ones. Well, the music is obviously key, but if you're putting money into a band as a label, and we've learned this already over 6 or 7 months, that we need bands that are going to be hustling. They need to be working hard. They need to be in it, and not be like weekend warrior kind of thing, because you cannot really support that as a label. Then you could do it on your own if you're doing that.
That's any of these artists nowadays. As an actor, like any agent or any company like that needs to find, like, if you come in like, hey, I have a good look and blah blah blah, they're like, all right, well, what have you done?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, nothing. I'm like, well, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's the people that come in like, I've booked myself this many times.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm working my ass off to learn more. I'm doing this. You want those people because it's a business.
I was once on a Samsung commercial that never aired.
Yeah.
That's right. Then it was like, fuck yes. Get that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as a label, we're really trying to change the game, because we are way more artist friendly than other labels are, at least from what I've heard stories of. And we are ready to invest our time and money, but we just need it to be worth it for us and for the band.
It sounds like you've put a lot of time and effort or thought into it. What not to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because how many times have we seen it? Especially I say we, like fucking. I know you know that we're kind of like we're metalheads. We're in the same fucking So like we always see people. We always see people try and fucking. Kickstart a fucking. Oh, I got this new label, and then it's like gone within like 6 months because they wasted so much money and time on
well, Metal Assault has survived for more than 9 years now overall, so I don't think that the label thing would go away. If it was like that, I wouldn't have started it in the first place.
Sure.
But we'll take it slow, because it needs
totally
investment of money.
Yeah, you can't. That's what I'm saying. Is like it's kind of it's great that you're. It's a great move, but also you don't want to jump the gun.
Exactly.
You really got to take it slow. But
and a lot of bands hit us up too, but it's like
you can only do so much.
It's not really worth signing a lot of them.
Yeah.
So right
but
now
also
we
you,
have
but also
3.
you. 3 is like enough for you right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good right now, especially Solar Haze. We've really put that's like our baby, so to speak. Like we have really put everything into it.
All right, so you went and brought it there, so let's talk about Saturday. So what's going on Saturday?
Saturday 420, Well, it's all 420 is always a day to celebrate. So
Sure.
with Solar Haze, with just the kind of nice, yeah, exactly. So that is what that ethos they really bring it like big time into their music and into their whole aesthetic, right? So when we signed them, we were like, yeah, we want to release that out, the first album on 420. So that was decided. And then everything else
That's so funny.
Everything else has been done accordingly, like the recording. So I mean, you guys have known the band for a while, and we talked about this a little bit on my podcast.
Yeah.
So they had a demo version of the first album out in 2017, which was
Which we
released
played on
Bandcamp, and yeah, there's some of it on YouTube, and there was like demo CDs. So I discovered the band from that back then, but when we signed them, we decided that as a label that we want to use the songs because the songs are great. The artwork is amazing. It's really going to be a big selling point, like Ryan Bartlett's cover art. So
Yeah,
we
it's
wanted
really
to
nice.
do all that again, but with the new recording of the songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sebastian's
And
brother.
they sound really nice too, because I mean we've heard the other versions of them as well.
That's cool that you think that. You'd be able to compare because you have the old version, which we were hoping that a lot of people that were listening to it now.
Yeah, I gotta get my. Are the vinyls gonna be available Saturday?
Yeah, of course.
I gotta get my copy.
Exactly.
Get my vinyl.
Yeah, so Sebastian, my label partner, his brother Eddie is the other member of Simani, and he's also the label's in-house producer, mixer, engineer.
Oh, okay.
So they have their own in-house studio setup, which they use for their band. So
Yeah.
basically, that studio is going to be used for Metal Assault bands if they choose to record with us. So
Okay.
Solar Haze recorded with us, like the whole album. So yeah, it's a full-on in-house production.
Sweet,
we
man.
followed their journey on Instagram too.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
good at posting. Good
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, man.
That's very important these days. Good at posting.
Yeah.
Being good at posting.
Absolutely.
As
So-
long as the social networks allow you to.
we gotta.
Yeah.
We
You're
got.
banned right now. I don't know if you told them. Right?
Yeah, I kind of bitched about this right before coming here. Just to, I like to get things like that off my chest. Whenever I end a post saying happy, like day of the week, that means it's not a happy post.
Happy
Well,
fucking
basically-
Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah, like last Friday, Facebook put a ban on me from liking anything or sharing
Why?
from a page because apparently
Because you oversaturated.
because apparently I did it so much that they thought I was a bot.
Oh my God!
See,
Really?
like, you made that robot joke earlier. I thought that's why you made it because you
Yes.
think I'm a robot. So yeah.
Well, I thought it was also a really fucking good.
That was
rhyme.
that was well.
It's kind
That
of
was.
a
I mean, you totally bent my mind on a fucking Metal Assault pun or something.
thing. I thought you would appreciate that because it reminded me of Billy Madison too. It's called Assult, brother.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Metal Assault. We can find you on Twitter and Instagram at just Metal Assault, right?
Twitter is at Metal Assault LA. Instagram is at Metal Assault. Facebook is at Metal Assault LA.
Okay, so-
yeah, and we have the YouTube channel and
And
what else? Spotify account. Yeah, everything.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And the
then this
website?
oh yeah.
And the website is
Metalassault.com.
metalassault.com.
Yeah.
You still do reviews and articles and whatnot.
Not as much. I mean, I just don't really have the time. Plus, I just basically have to focus on stuff that'll make me money.
I got you.
Simple
Yeah.
as that.
Speaking
That's
of,
why
head
I
out
had to
this
branch
Saturday.
out.
Maybe I
Yeah.
can send you some poorly written fucking articles to put up.
Yeah, no, I'd be totally down with that. I'm a good editor. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
coming back to
I'm
420.
an okay writer.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
good.
Hire
That's
Ryan.
good. Yeah, you're hired. Sir.
All right, cool.
Yeah, coming back to 420, I kind of went off the
Yeah.
the track a little bit. 420 at the Old Town Pub Pasadena, we have the Solar Haze album release show because it's the same day that we release
Get
the
there.
album.
Boom.
Yes, expecting to see everybody there, even though there's another big competing show that I'm not going to mention because I don't want
No,
people
there's
to
not.
go to that.
Oh.
No, there's not.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, Solar Haze is headlining. Then we have Old Blood, who's the other band that I'm managing.
Yeah.
They're like
I've checked them out. I
really-
think Ryan, our boy Ryan Faya showed me some of their
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we played some of their stuff. I would have to
It's
look
like
that up
super
before.
amazing acid doom. Like even somebody like you or people in your scene who
Yeah.
don't listen to metal or rock, they would appreciate a band like Old Blood.
Well, and Belgrave, which is my cousin.
Yeah. So Belgrave is playing, and
Yeah.
then we have a band called Ancient Fears, which was formerly called Garbeast. They're also like this really good local stoner doom band.
So it's a lot of stoner doom metal.
I'm really curious why bands change their name so fucking much.
Well, in their case, it's because they had a change in frontman.
Members? Oh,
so,
frontman.
So
okay,
the frontman, he probably had the other name, so they didn't want to use it.
That
so
makes
one of those
Well,
sense.
Belgrave was because
Belgrave
same.
was called something else.
It was
right?
Old Shepherd. It was the same thing. The
Yeah.
guitar player left, and he wanted to keep that
Yeah,
name.
yeah. Belgrave is a better name, so I dig it.
Belgrave is
Yeah.
a better name. It's the name of the street where they practice at in Riverside.
And
so
then for the first time ever on any of my shows, I'm going to have a stand-up comedian opening the night.
what?
Mr. Ryan
What? This sounds
D.
like a terrible idea.
It was your idea. And I went with it. I'm trusting you on
It
this
was your
one.
idea, and I went with it. What are you talking about? No, honestly,
Everyone at the show. and here's the medal.
But that'll be the end of the set. All right, let's
Yeah,
go. Let's get some music going.
Exactly.
uh,
Ryan's just gonna be like,
I think it'll go well. I mean, this
Yeah.
is it's kind of my crowd, you know. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
definitely need to have, at least some of your crowd there, which I'm sure you will. So that's why it's gonna work out.
Yeah, it'll be
I mean,
fine.
yeah.
It'll be fine
And,
as long as everyone's early. Like otherwise, I'm gonna be playing to nobody.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, it's just we want music, and
Yeah.
they're like, and Ryan's like,
Shut the fuck up and let me do my job.
Okay, so we got to move into some news stories, but you're still here. You could sit here and chime in on anything you want to.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that. We kind of got to wrap soon because I gotta get going. I
Let's
got
go.
a show to do.
I may have some news for you.
This is Garrett's segment.
Entertainment news, everybody. This just broke out.
where you go? Oh,
I'm not gonna get to this story. I have a question for you. News story that'll make you guys a little bit tingly in the fans. Okay, we
stop confusing people.
I read somewhere that their periods attract bears.
Ryan's confusing people. Right
I'm
now.
just trying to pee. The show's not over. That was just some intro music.
but he can't hear you. Is the point?
Okay, well now you can.
Ryan's gonna go.
I'm
pee.
gonna go pee and grab a beer. Do you need a beer?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think there's some coconut lime ones in there. No, okay. Oh, that's right. You didn't try those ones, did you?
No, what's that?
They're really bad.
I'll have one of those. Then. No,
Sounds disgusting.
No, okay. So real quick, like Ricky. Rest in peace, Ricky C.
Rest in peace. He's in Chicago. He's at fucking Star Wars Celebration.
I
I had no
know.
fucking idea. That's why he was going to fucking
No,
Chicago.
he went for a different reason, but he ended up getting tickets last minute.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, we'll talk to Ricky at a different point in time.
Tell him to Skype in.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
well,
talk
he'll
to
be
him.
back by the time we do another
Oh,
one.
yeah. Well, but I'm just saying, like, he could talk about his experience there. Either way, going back, running it back. We get some entertainment news, and let's start by this back up. Sorry. So, you were saying that like, you are a fan of Marvel and a little bit of Star Wars, but you haven't really seen like a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a fan in general, like in general terms.
Yeah.
Like I would enjoy watching any of those movies. But like I was telling you before we started recording, the last Star Wars movie that I've watched is Rogue One, and the
Wow.
last Avengers that I watched was, and I fact checked this with you, was the first Avengers,
Yeah.
2012.
That's
I,
so
I remember
weird.
years, so I can that way you could know which one I'm talking about, right?
And that's the thing is,
Yeah.
I find that so like I love talking to people that like are so far removed from like
Yeah.
pretty much one of my main passions is
Yeah.
I follow so many different films
Yeah.
that come out, not just of course Star Wars, Avengers, and blockbusters, but just
Yeah.
films in general. Like I want to see as many movies as I can.
Yeah. It's just a lot going on, and I haven't had a chance to keep track of it. How do you keep track of everything, man? Like,
I don't know. It's
so
I, well,
there's these movies every year now, right?
yeah, well, definitely, absolutely. So, I mean, blockbusters, comic book films, Star Wars, it's all become like a thing where
just, kind
it's
of,
just people
what
have
do
figured out this is the
Yeah.
way to make money in this day and age right now. But regardless, like as far as movies go in general, it's just what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
Just like you were talking about with the guitar, you're like, this is not my thing.
Yeah,
Movies are my thing.
yeah.
It is
And
definitely.
same with me and
There you
like,
go.
the
I
bands.
actually want to try one, but are you
Yeah.
gonna drink one? I'll just drink some of yours. All right.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing with me and this heavy music. I mean, I'm so passionate about it. I know a lot more than
Yeah.
most general people, I guess.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and while like I still love music, I listen to metal, but not nearly as much as
Yeah.
probably you, and definitely not him.
Yeah.
I'm just like I appreciate music when I hear it. Movies, I'm all about.
And it's
Like,
kinda
I will
funny,
go see
though.
the good ones, the
Yeah.
bad ones, the fucking blockbusters, of
Yeah.
course. I'll try and find time. The only thing that like I get shit for is I don't look. I don't go after old movies.
Okay.
If I haven't seen it and it's older, I'm like,
You're not gonna see it.
I'll get
Yeah.
to it eventually.
The
maybe.
Shining, you
I've
fucking
never seen The Shining.
fucking motherfucker.
wow.
This guy hates that.
I mean, I'm pretty bad with like my movie experience. So yeah, you could name like 100 movies, and I probably haven't seen 99 of them.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
but the one funny thing though, with regards to any like so-called fantasy or comic-based movies, is
Yeah.
that I go watch it like a Star Wars movie. I perfectly enjoy it. Then I come back and I read all these people talking shit about it. I'm like, I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I'm not an expert.
that's
though.
kind of like, but
Whoa.
oh, not
Whoa,
good.
thing it's
Good
not
job.
open. That was perfect.
That's kind of like where
Now
we.
you have to drink it. It explodes. There you go.
Oh shit, you're fired, man. That's kind of like where we're the
It's
opposite.
really good.
Yeah, it's really heavy, flavorful.
No, but I like because it's not lingery. You know, I hate the lingerer.
Yeah, I know.
8%.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Wow.
What? Okay, I want these now.
That's like
Enjoy.
5% more than the kind of beer I usually drink.
Yeah, dude. If you ever want to collab with any sort of event with Pacific Plate, let me know.
Also, Solar Hazy IPA.
Metal Assault beer needs to happen.
Metal
Haze
Assault beer,
yeah.
Solar Hazy IPA.
That'd be good.
I come up with ideas, and you
Yeah.
guys just fucking do them. How about that?
All right. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. That's what kind of where we do the opposite. You know, we're always trying to look at like the positives on like some of these movies. 'cause, I mean,
unless it's just
even
like
though-
glaring.
I'm gonna enjoy
There are-
the segment then, I guess.
even though I fucking hated a lot of the DC movies and stuff, and you know what? I
But
gave Aquaman a chance, dude. And honestly, I don't like it.
You don't like Aquaman?
No. I don't like Aquaman, period. I think that's what it is. And I really tried watching it, and I
They
was.
brought out all of his like a lot of better
I
powers.
just don't. It's just not for me.
He's Jason Momoa.
I think that's it. I think I just don't like him.
How do you what?
I mean, I like him. He's like a cool.
He's like The Rock, but younger and with a beard.
Yeah, but I mean,
Hair.
it just doesn't do it for me.
He's so charismatic. All right, whatever. I mean, that's taste. That's fine. You can do what you don't like.
It's
You don't
just
like it.
I don't know.
It's weird,
it's
though.
just really it's weird for me watching
respect
this.
you less.
Watching this, you respect.
Okay,
I respect
no.
you less because you haven't watched the fucking Shining. Fuck you.
No, but yeah, no, I get it, but it's so weird.
I tried watching. I really did, and like I fell asleep, and then I put it back. I put it on again another day, and I was like, yeah, I don't get it. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. It's definitely not for everyone, and obviously I'm not sticking my head in the sand. It's by no means.
I mean,
a
he was
perfect movie
dope in
at
Game
all.
of Thrones, even though you never knew what the fuck he was saying.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you got in. Are you caught up, or did you just?
Oh
start?
fuck yeah, dude!
Nice.
I fucking just signed up for HBO Go just because I needed to watch that episode
And
on
you
Sunday.
saw it, right?
Of course I did.
Brand creepy as fuck.
Dude, the memes have been fucking way better than the
I love
episode.
that this entire episode has so much going on, and the entire thing is just memes about Brand. And I'm not giving spoilers,
Dude, that
away
one-
in the slightest, except that Brand's there.
That one you posted about with fucking Dwight from the like
fuck?
that shit, because I remember that scene so vividly in The Office where she
Yes.
creeps up on him because he like makes out with some other girl that night in that episode.
Oh, in The Office, in The Office.
And she in The Office, but she like she creeps up on him when he's like talking about the girl, and he's like fuck. But dude, that is so funny, dude.
Dude, Brand, that was the funniest thing. That was the main takeaway from this entire episode for most of the internet.
Yeah.
And I love that. I was just watching so many different memes that just get put out because Brand's creepy. And I
Yeah.
was like, what is going on? Why is this thing?
We're talking about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of
I mean,
Thrones. I'm taking it. You're not watching it.
Well,
No.
I've just become something I hate though. Like that's what I was.
You're a fan.
I just like because I was like, oh fuck, Game of Thrones. Everyone's talking about this fucking show again, and like I just got into it.
Are you
Like
guys like huge fans?
well, he just said.
I literally just watched all 7 seasons.
just
Like
got
with,
You're not, are you?
I've been since day one, but I'm not.
I mean, I'm a
it's not like
fan
taking part
now.
of it.
I liked it. I enjoy the show. Like I get into dramas, like you know, shows. Like my chick hates like when I get into because they're like, I like
No, you're
they're-
passionate about something.
because they're basically
That's
like
not me.
they're basically like fucking they're basically fantasy soap operas, you know.
Okay, so here's actually that's a good point because I was just gonna offer a layman's opinion here. I tried it out first 2 episodes or not season 1, but some episodes, right?
You
2
just jumped in?
episodes. Somebody wanted me to watch it, like really.
That's how I got into Dexter.
My ex roommate was really desperate for me to get into Game of Thrones.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, why are they talking so much on this show, man? Like, I cannot handle it.
Yeah, there's a lot
It
of
needs to
talking.
be for a show that's named Game of Thrones. I expected so much more like action.
When does the game start?
Does
Yeah.
that change though at any point?
There's a lot. It's
lot of
it's kind of like you kind of have to take it with it's like a grain of salt, because here's as somebody who just got into it, like I totally get people who aren't into
Like
it because
so
I.
much dialogue, man.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
There's a lot. There's a lot, and like people are like, when the first episode, I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Yeah.
That first episode is fucking painful. I'm not kidding.
Maybe that's the one I watched, and it really took me back to my childhood because Bollywood soap operas are just
Yeah.
exactly like that, dude. Just so much talk, you know.
Like if they didn't push that dude out the window in that first fucking episode, I probably would never watch it again.
Really?
Yeah.
No, there's so much. Okay, so I get all of that, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, different shows are for different people
Yeah.
for reasons.
But I respect that you're into it because I'm into a lot of bands that people don't get.
Well, yeah.
And-
So you understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
And
yeah.
my main thing, and you're hitting on that right now, is that I don't like when people are like, "Oh, they make it a point of pride." I don't watch Game of Thrones. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I
Like,
never do that.
But
no.
why are you
Same thing with like
making that?
it's anytime fucking. So Game of Thrones came back, so everyone's talking about it. So like Star Wars trailer just dropped, everyone's talking about that. Like everyone just likes to talk shit
And then
because
there's
they don't.
those two people in your friends that's like, by the way, never seen Game of Thrones, never
Yeah.
will.
Like, I'm
By the
so
way,
fucking cool.
Never seen Star Wars, never will. I'm
Yeah.
like, why is that a point of pride that you've never done something? Like, you can totally tell me, I saw Game of Thrones for like a couple episodes, I wasn't into it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I saw Star Wars, not my shit. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you,
That's not fine by the way.
I don't. Yeah, fair enough. Just for the sake of it, like, I'm like, why is it a point of pride for you to just not try something? I don't like that shit.
Oh, and actually, on Star Wars, you want to hear something crazy? So this is probably something that nobody ever did, but I did. So I watched Star Wars Episode 7 as the first ever Star Wars movie that I've ever watched.
Wait.
When it
The
came
Force
out.
Awakens.
Force,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Force,
episode
the
7.
newest, the
The
beginning
newest
of the
full
newest
movie, right? No,
No, so it's Force Awakens is the one that came out recently.
20. Oh, okay, I'll
He
name
does the years. J.J.
Yeah.
Abrams was
December
Harrison Ford.
2015.
Yeah.
Harrison
So that
Ford
was
in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the
Harrison
Force
Ford
Awakens.
and,
First one of the new trilogy.
So
and
the
that
Force
was-
Awakens.
what
That's
was
what
her name?
I
Carrie
just fucking
Fisher?
said.
He doesn't know. That's what I'm saying.
What's that?
I'm trying to trigger whatever he
Okay.
knows.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Anyway.
No, I know the episode names, but maybe not by heart. But yeah, so I saw Episode 7 because this friend of mine was like, "Yeah, let's go see Star Wars." I'm like,
And then you went back and watched the original trilogy.
And then I went and watched. After that, I was like fucking hooked, dude. I'm like, "Fuck yeah, this shit
oh.
rules."
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I got so excited.
It's okay.
And then I watched all the other ones, but in backwards order. So I watched Episode 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow.
But
That's
actually, I'm
weird.
glad I did that because
That's the weirdest order I've ever heard. Actually,
Exactly.
there's a lot of
that's why I
debate
wanted to
on
bring this up.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of debate on how you should watch.
Yeah.
The,
Well,
the
I-
Because I think
series.
at the time I thought that it would kind of be cool if I watch it backwards and see how go backwards as to how everything got pieced
Sure.
together.
That makes sense
But-
though, because he watched the latest one.
Yeah, but
So
then,
why not go backwards?
exactly? But
No,
then
but
it didn't. I
true
didn't
backwards
know.
as opposed to 6,
Yeah, not the release
4,
order.
5.
Yeah,
Or no,
Right.
he watched 7, but I would say probably then go to like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or something. Like he just went straight backwards.
Straight backwards, yeah, in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
timeline.
That's
in
weird.
the timeline, yeah. That makes
No,
sense.
But it actually worked out
Yeah.
really good for me because the movies
In the
got worse.
timeline of the story,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
way the movies
No,
were
I
made.
know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so you finished with episode 1 of Phantom Menace with the little kid.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So after episode 4, 6, 5, 4 were great, but then from episode 3,
3, 2, 1.
the movies are just getting worse. So I ended with the worst one.
Well,
you know?
actually, you know, a lot of
Yeah.
people beg to differ in that's the opposite for those 3 specifically.
A lot of people have
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot to say.
True. I would say Darth Maul's the shit though.
Yeah,
Which one is that?
Darth
so the
Maul.
last movie, the guy with the black and red coloring
with the spikes.
double blade red lightsaber.
Wait, which one?
He was in episode 1.
Episode okay,
Phantom
okay.
Menace.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so
So and then so now they're releasing. So they released like a half episode, right, or something, or like what was Rogue One? Well, that
Rogue
between
One was-
3 and 4,
it was
right?
like a spin-off.
Anthologies. They call them Star Wars
Okay.
anthologies.
I liked
I think.
it. I liked Rogue One.
it's like a side story.
Yeah.
And
Have
what
you
is the
seen
latest one? The Last Jedi?
Last
Late
I haven't seen that yet.
It was Solo than the Last Jedi, I think.
Solo came out.
Before
Af-
Last Jedi.
Solo I
after-
haven't
before.
seen. I haven't
Oh.
seen Solo. I haven't seen Last Jedi.
You're not missing so much for
And
Solo.
then what's the next
Solo
one
is my
again?
least favorite Star
The
Wars.
Last Jedi.
Skywalker is next.
The next one is
Rise of
Rise of
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
That's the trailer you played.
Okay,
right?
so we need it. So let's just fucking skip
All
box
right,
office.
Now let's
We're
get to
skipping
the
box office.
experts.
I wanted to see if you were talking about Shazam at all, but no.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
All right, whatever. La Llorona's coming out in Penguins. Fuck that. We're getting into Star Wars news now.
What do you think What do you think Rise of Skywalker means?
Okay, so I've heard so much talk about this. So there's
I
two,
like Kevin Smith's theory the most.
I don't know Kevin Smith's theory, but it might be one of these two main ones I've heard.
Okay.
First one is that Skywalker is actually a term that was used for specific Jedi that can actually perceive things before they happen, and like they are pilots. They call them Skywalkers. It has nothing to do with the actual lineage of Skywalkers. Second theory I've heard that is also pretty prevalent is that Rey's a clone of Luke Skywalker.
Whoa.
Not like a like gender clone, obviously, but remember his hand that got cut off?
Yeah.
Like somebody found that, like I think it was someone that brought it to Palpatine. Which
I don't like that one either.
Yeah, and she becomes or the third one, which I really don't want, is that Kylo Ren gets redemption story, which I don't fucking want.
No. Okay, so what's
the thing?
Kevin Smith said that I was like, that actually would make a lot of sense, and that's kind of dope. Is that maybe Luke Skywalker made a bigger impact than everyone thought.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is we're killing off the Jedi, and we're going to continue the same the new religion is going to be called the Skywalkers.
Well, that kind of ties into
what you were
first
saying,
one.
Yeah.
But that has roots in canon. There was a book that actually says that certain things, certain Jedi or Force sensitive people were called Skywalkers.
Yeah.
So that also, I would agree, would make sense too. The thing is, it's like there's so much shit, and what I'm more focused on is in this trailer is you hear Emperor Palpatine's laugh.
Yeah.
How do you think he's gonna come back? I'm thinking Force Ghost, if anything.
I like the idea of, I don't know, man. Force Ghost, maybe, but who does he go see? But who does he see? Kylo?
Well, no, because in this trailer, what I think I saw was a scene, and it was pretty prolonged, so you can check out the trailer. They're walking up to what looks like the ocean, and in the ocean is a giant piece of hunk of metal, which looks like part of the Death Star.
No, it definitely is.
I'm just saying, like, for anyone that may not have assumed that Emperor died in the Death Star, that
could be
there, his Force Ghost is bound to that part or to the Death Star or whatever, and they find him, and he appears to Rey, Poe, and Finn.
Oh, okay. Alive or as a Force Ghost?
As a Force Ghost.
Huh. All right.
I'm calling zero chance he's alive unless they're making a really bad decision. And also, why would he be there?
I think he's alive. I think he'll be alive.
Nope.
Because then that would make
horrible.
Because then that would make more sense as to why like Snoke was fucking nobody.
Was he though?
I mean, he got cut in half by fucking.
He was powerful,
but he wasn't enough to fucking. I mean, does that make? But then what?
Powerful people can still get killed pretty easily if they're not attentive.
I guess, but I mean, for him to be like the fucking all higher power that they all thought he was, like he just got cut in half like that, like no big deal.
He wasn't a god, but like kind of like Thanos. Didn't bring it back to fucking Endgame. Andrew's so checked out right now.
I know. It's all good.
No, kind of like Thanos. Like
I don't want to dumb down your conversation.
Thanos was so powerful, and I think it's because I literally just watched Endgame again this morning while I was cleaning.
You mean
Oh, sorry,
Infinity War.
I was on Netflix. I'm watching Infinity War again. Yeah. Which you could probably find Endgame on the internet right now because apparently it leaked. We'll talk about that later.
Wait, what?
That's what we're talking about. There's leaks. But what I'm saying...
Oh, wait, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Infinity War was on Netflix, and I was rewatching it. I'm like, he's super powerful. But it showed that if you got the right hit, you could kill him like that.
Yeah.
It's just that he was so good at all of the things he could see coming. It was the thing...
Take it easy with that snap, bro.
It was, yeah, I know. It was the things he couldn't see coming that obviously would kill him. And so that obviously you wouldn't see the lightsaber right next to you and your most trusted person or whoever turning it on you in an instant versus someone coming straight at you and you just fucking tossing him around like a fucking doll.
I guess. All right, whatever. Next.
Yeah.
Next.
Either way, Rise of Skywalker trailer just dropped. I'm super hyped. I like that there wasn't any spoilers to my, at least, you know, it looked like something that was meant to hype you up, and it did its job.
Lando, they showed Lando.
Yeah.
Lando's
it's probably
back.
like a big task to put together a trailer, which is not spoiling anything, right? For those things. Yeah.
Well, that's what they were. Well, I just read an article about the new Marvel trailers. Like they cut together fake trailers to throw people off.
Fake footage, and I'm
wow.
To throw you off.
That's
yeah.
not in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this. Do you find that genius and or
I love it.
Deceptive.
I love it because like even like with like Infinity War, they showed all these scenes with the Hulk.
Yeah.
And he's like not even in the movie.
And apparently there was an article I just saw right now that they shot a fake Hulk death scene just to throw people off.
Jeez.
That's too much. I think like that's like a big fake move.
Well,
to
because
make.
because some people are on set taking set photos, like trying to leak them. You know, so
And as our next story is gonna say, leaks fucking happen.
yeah.
Speaking of, Endgame is now leaked.
Go watch it right now.
Very. I don't know if it's the full thing. I have to double check and see how much was leaked. Definitely a lot of footage and a lot of spoilery stuff. Be
Really?
careful on the internet, people.
I just saw this thing circulating. It's not even from Marvel Studios. It's from like Marvel fans, and it's just a letter that people have been like posting.
That's what this is. I pulled up the letter right here.
Yeah.
Actually, so this is actually from Marvel.
Oh, it is from Marvel Studios.
Yeah. Fuck. This is small. Is there any way to like make this?
They're the greatest
bigger?
fans in the world.
Yeah. Well, I'm farther than you guys.
What are you trying to do?
Make it bigger.
Save it.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. To the greatest fans of the world, this is it. This is the end. The end of an unprecedented narrative mosaic spanning 11 years and 11 franchises. For all of you who have been on this journey with us since the very beginning, sharing every high and low with your family, your friends, your classmates, this is long.
Your coworkers.
Your coworkers, your character.
It's not that long. Just finish it.
It's not that long. Go ahead. We have time.
Blah, blah, blah. Giving so freely your thoughts and emotions in spirited dialogue, theories, fan art, and fan fiction. Please know that the two of us, along with everyone else involved in Endgame, have worked tirelessly for the last 3 years with the sole intention of delivering a surprising and emotionally powerful conclusion to the Infinity Saga. Because so many of you have invested your time, your hearts, and your souls into these stories, we're once again asking for your help. When you see Endgame in the coming weeks, please don't spoil it for others the same way you wouldn't want it spoiled for you. Remember, Thanos still demands your silence. As always, good luck and happy viewing. The Russo brothers. So this was put out because of the fact that the Endgame spoilers were put out as well as, it's just a nice thing to say when any movie comes out. Because I remember when The Force Awakens came out.
I got spoiled.
We both got spoiled.
Oh.
Somebody fucking commented on because it was the same thing we were just talking about. There was a bunch of people on my feed like.
Did you get spoiled about who dies at the end?
Yes.
Oh shit, man.
Somebody was like, because
The night of, wasn't it? Or the night
it was like the
before?
day before.
So like right before.
Dude, actually, I checked in from the movie theater saying, "Oh, watching Star Wars, fuck yeah." Somebody commented, and I didn't see. This is why I don't read comments.
Yes.
Somebody commented right there about who dies, but I saw it after I saw the movie. So
No, yeah, it was like the day before, and this fucking asshole. Because there was like a bunch of people on my feed complaining like, who gives a fuck about Star Wars? And I was like, so I put literally the entire world gives a fuck about Star Wars. So you saying no one gives a fuck about Star Wars is fucking stupid.
It is like there's a reason that these movies have literally been the highest grossing opening weekend of the entire history of movies for the last few years.
So that was my status, and then some asshole writes the whole fucking premise of the movie and who dies at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens in music too, where people are talking shit about popular acts, saying, "Who gives a shit?" Well, millions of people do. So yeah,
like literally.
Yeah.
So right now there are some spoilers out there. Be very careful. I'm not clicking on shit. I don't care if this episode gets like a bajillion comments. I'm not looking at them until Friday.
You should just like deactivate your Facebook.
Next Friday. Yeah.
And that's it, right?
That is it for me. Do you want to hit? You have to go or
Really, really fast.
Go fast. Oh, wait.
So, no, fuck it.
Ryan. Good.
Oh
no. There it is.
So I just came across this thing. Actually, there's not much news to it other than today there was a graffiti in Rosemead High School, and they evacuated the school. This is important because this is where we grew up. It's like the opposing high school. This is our rival high school. Somebody graffitied in the in the boys' restroom. I warned you all the first time. I'm bombing Rosemead High School. And there was a note that came in earlier that week, sent to the office with the same words on it. Rosemead High School will be bombed.
Bitch, what the fuck?
I need to cut that sound clip.
So Rosemead High School was on lockdown Tuesday after new threats were discovered scribbled on the restroom walls.
Shout out Scribble.
Deputies were called to assist with the lockdown to search for Rosemead High School around 9:54 a.m. April 6th. Oh, so there's more details now. So I read about it when it just happened.
Yeah.
Has since been lifted, according to Lieutenant Marcia Williams of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. The El Monte Union High School District has yet to return a call for information regarding the investigation. The vandalism references a previous threat scribbled 2 weeks ago that detailed bombing of the high school.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
think it's just some fucking dumb kid
I
being dumb. They're going to find out who it is.
I concur, because who the fuck? I mean, okay. Well, yes
Told
and
y'all
no.
the first time.
There's so. You remember us in high school and all the fuckers we
I-
had to fucking deal with?
Yeah, stupid people. And I would do anything to get out of fucking school too.
Absolutely.
even if it does mean 3 years in jail.
I will say this: we have had conversations about calling in bomb threats to get out of things.
It's true.
What's going on right now? Fucking any tests, midterms, anything going on right now?
Okay, I do have to hit the road, so I'm going to get into this one. Los Angeles turns into Sesame Street for 3 days this summer.
Yay!
This summer, the way to get to Sesame Street will involve taking the 134 and the 101, which is more fucking. Isn't that like that's like North?
California
That's like
shit.
North Hollywood.
I don't know 134, 101 we know.
134
it's like-
goes to Ventura, right?
Yeah, it's the valley.
The 101
The
goes
other
to
valley.
Denver.
Goes
Yeah, I
through
guess.
the valley, yeah.
That's kind of like where Universal Studios is. 134 and 101.
Okay.
To celebrate their 50th anniversary, the Sesame Street fam is heading out on a national tour, and it ends in LA this August. As a part of their visit of the land of sunny days, F is for fuck. No, just kidding. Free Family Festival, and that's good enough for us. It's on August 3rd. Tickets are free, but you need to RSVP. Well, that's awesome. From what we understand, it's going to have a giant maze, a treasure dig, photo ops, and cookies and milk snack station. They'll be in town from August 1st to August 3rd, with the trip meant to highlight how Sesame Street and the nonprofit organization that produces the show helps LA kids grow smart, stronger, and kinder. According to the press release, characters from the show will be heading out to local landmarks and local community organizations and various live performances in addition to the free festival.
Woo!
So, fuck yeah, dude.
That sounds awesome.
It really does. So
it hits the.
it's the 50 years of fucking Sesame Street.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sesame Street's still going.
Yeah.
Is it not the longest running show?
Yeah, it is. I mean, for sure. It's actually, it's airing on HBO this season.
What?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
It's
at all.
going to be on PBS still.
I have a very vivid imagination as far as what that looks like on HBO. It's nothing like what we saw.
Yeah. So there's they're gonna do an extended docu version of Sesame Street for the 50 years on HBO. That's what I read in this article. I don't know. I could be wrong, but fucking. I read something about it being on HBO and also on PBS. So
right then.
I don't know why we need an HBO version of Sesame Street where Bert and Ernie are actually fucking or what.
Yeah.
But
Go fuck yourself.
Cookie Monster actually eats pussy. That's what.
His uncensored name is Pussy Monster.
Pussy Monster, yeah. And Oscar the
Yeah.
Grouch is.
Hell yeah.
That's also my nickname.
Oh,
Hey.
shit.
All right.
Okay.
And
That's time to wrap
on
it
that
up.
note, I want to thank our guest, of course, Andrew, for coming in from Metal
Yeah,
Assault.
thanks for having me, guys. This was so much fun. This is
Yeah,
way more
buddy.
than what I usually talk. So
If you
thank
have
Great having you.
If you don't have plans already, go this Saturday. Also, if you do have plans already, cancel them.
those fucking plans. Come to the Old Town
Pub in Pasadena.
Bitches.
What
We have
time?
Solar
8 o'clock?
Haze.
8 doors at 8.
Okay.
Ryan D opens
Pacific.
the show at 8:30.
Okay.
So
So be there at 7:30.
Yes.
Yes. If you're in there and you say you heard about it from Humpcast and I don't fucking know you, then I will buy you a drink.
Hey, listen to that.
There you go.
Make sure to send. I'll be at the door. So if Humpcast is sending you, tell me.
Oh.
Oh,
there you go.
hey, there we go.
Then you
Yeah.
guys get some goodies right there.
Cool.
And then Ryan D, where can they find you?
At Ryan P. Demarest, and I'm about to go to El Segundo to do flights.
El Segundo.
Congratulations.
Holy
I know what I heard.
I like beer. I like beer.
I'm about to do Flights Beer Bar, actually.
Nice. You can follow us at Humpcast everywhere, at Humpcast, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the things.
Do
Me
it.
personally at Garrett_Amley. And any more plugs you'd like to plug?
MetalAssault.com. Find all the other plugs right there. That's
Sweet.
it.
We're
There we
gonna-
go. Solar Haze.
We are going to leave on their brand new recorded version of Hawk in the Wind from Solar Haze.
Hawk in the fuck.
Yeah.
You will hear them play this Saturday. Later.